Magneto made no attempt to measure the distance he flew, save when he passed over one of the places where two different sections of crust came together. Their magnetic fields were jumbled and unpredictable. He had to guide himself carefully to navigate the new field without losing control of his flight and plowing into a mountain. The variety among the new planet's terrain was astonishing. Endless plains of mud and marsh lay next to rock formations thousands of feet high. Rivers of lava met rivers of water, resulting in roaring bursts of steam a mile high. Volcanoes vented the tectonic energies gathered during the creation of this Battleworld. Was that what it was to be? Was that all? A place assembled to challenge them in battles from which only a few, perhaps only one, would emerge to claim the reward? Magneto's concern was that the winner would be the kind of sociopath who would gleefully see the universe destroyed for his or her personal aggrandizement. Magneto knew others would believe that of him, but his intentions had nothing to do with vanity or power. He wanted mutant kind to achieve its destiny, free of persecution. If that made him a villain to some, so be it. He had been cast out of the so-called heroic faction, and he knew that his initial placement with them would ruin any chance he had of building an alliance with the villains, none of whom, he noted with interest, were mutants. Magneto had a singular status among all those brought to Battleworld. This was a conundrum, but it was also perhaps the first glimmering of an insight into how he would proceed. The first thing he must do, he knew, was find his own base of operations. He had already flown over several pieces of villages, cities, and other installations of unknown purpose, magnificent in their ruination. Now he saw one option sitting complete, an immense, U-shaped, steel-like structure with two arms angling away from the ground. It rested on a central pillar built from the curve of the U and was surrounded by miles of vine-like growths that undulated over and around each other, apparently tapping their energy from widely spaced holes in the ground from which strange smoke curled. Magneto hadn't the slightest interest in the ecology of this interaction. What interested him was the building itself, and what might lie within. He found his way inside without difficulty and began to explore. The accommodations were luxurious, with sleeping and living quarters the equal of anything he had seen on Earth. The technological level of the machinery and instrumentation was advanced, but not so far beyond his understanding that he couldn't put the building's features to use. He chose for his quarters a space near the end of one of the arms, underneath a pair of enormous gun barrels. Its exterior wall was transparent, offering him a fine view of the surrounding area. It seemed almost custom-made for him, a thought that gave him pause. Had the Beyonder guided him here? Magneto knew he must be on guard against the subtle manipulations of which a being like the Beyonder was surely capable. Musing on this, he considered his next course of action. Were the others also assessing their own roles within the larger groups? Surely they must be. Whatever the failings of Xavier and his X-Men, they were keenly conscious of the collective well-being, as they saw it. Magneto considered them naive to the point of stupidity, but one could never accuse them of selfishness. So too with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man, who seemed randomly added into that complement. Odd. Magneto considered that on Earth, he would have fought the notion that his thought processes had anything in common with ordinary Homo sapiens, or even with other mutants who had chosen Xavier's banner over his. Yet here, in the secret strangeness of Battleworld, Magneto had a sense that they had all been shocked into thinking along similar lines. He wondered whether they also shared his sense of destiny. The place, its very existence, seemed to tell Magneto that he was there to realize a powerful purpose. How to fulfill that destiny? That was the question. He considered, and a plan began to take shape.